Just tagging some people in here. Just hold on a second. Just want to get some everybody in as much as possible. Anyway, good afternoon. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, or should I say good afternoon? Who knows what the time going back. Good morning, Sal. Good morning, Danny Cruz. Ariel, what's going on? Good morning, Julio. Good morning, Ro. Good morning, Ro. I got an answer for you. I ain't forget about you. I got some answers for you. We talk later off air. Anyway, I want to make this kind of quick because I gotta get out and do some things, and I haven't did a live in a few weeks. Good morning, brother Ruben. First and foremost, funny Ariel. First and foremost, I want to shout out everybody who's involved in the marathon, because there's a lot of us out there in transit. We got a brother from Quill who's running. We got a brother from Manhattanville who's running. We got some Subway guys who's running. You know, we got quite a few people who's running in this marathon. So we wish them all the best and hope for them to be a little bit successful. You know, it's a great undertaking to prepare for a marathon, which is about 20-something miles around the 5 boroughs. And you have to prepare your body in such a way. And it takes a lot off the body. But just want to shout everybody out, you know, who does something a little extra in their lives. And you know, it's what's up, man. I appreciate all of that. I want to start off by just saying to you guys who attended the rally and those who couldn't attend the rally but supported it in spirit that you should give yourselves a big round of applause, because you actually shown just a little bit of the power you have. This is your power. This ain't nobody but your power. When you get angry enough, and they wake, and the powers that be wake up the sleeping giant. The sleeping giant makes noise and roars, and there's a lot to say about that, because I believe that there's too many people who go outside and think that this is not their union. They think because somebody's an elected officer that's the union. No, brothers and sisters, that is not the case at all. The union is the body. The union is the membership. Without the body, nothing moves, nothing happens. And that's why we have to stay united. Now, I want to point out some stuff, right? I want to talk about, because I've been out here in every single depot, every single location. I've even been invited to the Brooklyn division to speak on certain issues that's been going on there. And I want to talk about Tier 6 a little bit and the narrative to scorch the earth. All right? I need you to hear that word, scorch the earth, because Tier 6 is a legislative issue, right? And the unions get involved with all types of legislative fights, and we have to do what we have to do to bring a positive closure to Tier 6, right? But there are factions out there, and I'm not here to call names, all right? I'm just saying there's factions out here that is not putting the right information out there, and the narrative that's out there is that we negotiated this. that we gave up tier 4 to get tier 6 for our newer members. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I was talking to one of the reps in Manhattanville Depot, and one of the reps called me back and said, some people don't want to be bothered with the rally because they're saying that we gave them tier 6. That's not true. That's like the biggest untruth that they can be said. It's a narrative that's being put out there to scorch the earth. Even if, and I've seen plenty of things said that even if we came back with a great contract, and even if we came back with all these things, the politics that's inside of the local don't want to see that happen. They would rather see everything burned down first. And the reason is because it's not about us. It's about political agendas. And that I need you guys to understand the difference. I mean, anybody who's living in the world understands politics. You got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, and then you got people who will do whatever it takes to scorch the earth to make the other side look like they're not doing their job. And that's really a shame. And I'm just asking you guys, and I always say it, do your own research. The narrative to scorch the earth is a real narrative out here. And the rally could have been a lot bigger and should be a lot bigger. And it's just people want to put a bad name on things just because of a political agenda. I don't have a political agenda. I have a fighting agenda. My agenda has always been about fighting management. Anybody could tell you that. I've even had to have some handcuffs put on me at some point that I fought too hard. We stand together. We control the narrative together. I don't care who you support at the end of the day. When you signed up for this job, the union that was attached to this job was TW Local 100. If you want to make TW Local 100 better, you have to stick together. Period. Right? Period. Can't go with a separated faction. So, moving on to the next topic. My question, and it kind of like goes right into what I just said. Do people really want unity? And if so, what does unity look like? All right? What does unity look like? Because we go to work every day. There's some person that we hear did something, and maybe we didn't really care for that person, and we say, go for that person. Right? But that's not unity. I've had recent fights with management, and I want to share this with you guys. Management in my division, and I'm pretty sure it's going on in everybody's division, management tends to call the chairman of the depots directly than to deal with me, the leader of the division. And the reason why they want to call the depot chairs is because they believe that they can get you an AVA over quota. If they just offer an AVA over quota, or they offer you a vacation change, that they can bypass my power. And my power is in keeping everybody intact and making sure everything is fair. Now, management has been warned plenty of times about bypassing the union division chairman. And they will continue to do such until union chairs and officers inside of particular depots recognize that they're being used for a greater cause. Right? Not everybody's going to like the fact that I'm saying this here on a live, but it's the truth. And I believe the truth is the light. If you want to be a powerful union, we have to be militant, right? I got my militant green on. It's representing riding. Let's ride, but it's still in line with militancy. And in order for us, militancy is not being a radical. Militancy is following the order of things. And the order of things is when management comes to a union, or comes to a section with a proposal on something, it's a must that that union goes to their chair, right? And it's vice versa. If let's just say if Kim Moore Ward, or let's say the president of New York City Transit, comes to the division chair for something that they want, guess what? I'm calling the vice president of MAPSTO, and I'm going to say, listen, this is what occurred. What's your position on it? And once we follow that militancy and follow that order, transit can't get over on us. They can't get by on us. And I need everybody to recognize that, because everybody has certain needs and certain things that they want. But until we follow the order, then things are going to continue. All right? So what does unity look like? I go back. What does unity look like? Unity looks like militancy. Unity looks like order. Unity looks like following your elected officers, and vice versa, the officers following the membership's wants and needs. That's what unity is. All right. Traffic checking. I just need everybody to know, because I was having a discussion about traffic checking and some of the mishaps that go on in traffic checking. They do a lot of jobs, and a lot of people just felt that they come and they ride buses, but they do a lot more than ride the buses. They're out there doing posters for shuttle works. They're out there creating the signs for any service changes. They do bus stop management, where they change out the guide rides. There's a lot that they do. They do mailings. And when I say mailings, they do internal mailings within the MTA, New York City Transit. And it's important for everybody to know that they're a heavily disciplined group. So there's a lot of fights that go on in there, and unfortunately, not everybody understands these things, and we have to stick together as a unit. All right, that's just something I want to touch on. And again, what does unity look like? And I want I want some feedback. We can talk about what unity looks like, because the chain of command is important. Thank you, Javier, for saying that, because it's important that we follow that chain. Right? Now, I gotta ask a question. Because it's a conversation that's coming up. Now, if one faction calls me names all the time on social media, speaks ill of me and my positions on social media, and then wants to take a picture with me after the fact, am I a sucker for doing that, or am I showing unity? I want to hear from you guys on that, because I've seen, I watched some of the things that are being said to damage people's reputation, and then I see a photo taken with the person damaging reputations. So, am I a sucker for taking that picture, or am I someone who's saying, you know what, I'm gonna put everything aside. I want to show that we have unity, and how does it really looked at? To be strong, brothers and sisters, you have to be involved. There's no way around it. You have to be involved, and that's why I go back and I'm proud of every single one of you guys, man. I mean, y'all have seen me in the mornings. I've been in Quill. I've been in Manhattanville. I've been in Mother Clara Hale. I've been in Tuskegee. I've been in traffic checking. I've been over in the Brooklyn division, to help out when called upon. I've been around. I've been on 14th Street. I've been on 122nd, 126 and 2nd Avenue talking to the SPS 15. I've been on 23rd Street over there on 2nd Avenue talking to the M9, was it the M9s, the 23s, and the SBS 15 from down there. We've been all over the place, and we've been pushing this rally. Just imagine what we can do with any issue if we just stand together. And with that, my friends, I will close. We can talk offline. I just need you guys to stand together. We are one together, one union, one power. We're a very powerful union. Don't let the rhetoric fool you. We have to, no matter what, we have to come together. Now, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna try and make it in motorcycle terminologies. Those of you who ride motorcycles and those of you who are in motorcycle clubs will understand this terminology. A group of people want to come out and they want to start a motorcycle club, right? But you can't just start a motorcycle club, because you have to actually go to the dominant motorcycle club in the area. Whether if it's in New York, you got to go to the dominant motorcycle club in the area of New York, right? And you have to get the blessings of that motorcycle club in order to exist. Now, because of the thinking of this is America, this is free, I do what I want to do, so I'm going to start my own motorcycle club with my group of people. Well, what happens when you approach? What do you do then? So ultimately, without going into a long paragraph on the story, what happens is you may get into a couple of fights. You may even win a couple of fights, but then their army is going to be bigger, right? So, which ultimately means you got to follow protocol, and you're going to come around to the protocol anyway, right? Because the war is going to get so intense that you ain't going to have no choice but to sit across the table. And then what happened? You talked about the protocol and you follow the protocol. So what I'm trying to say to you, brothers and sisters, is we gotta stay local 100 and follow all our protocols. Because at the end of the day, we're going to sit back and go across the table and say this is the protocol that was supposed to be followed anyway when your stuff didn't work. All right, so we're telling you the protocol. The protocol is to stay loyal to each other as a union, stay one, stay loyal, and whatever the issues are, we got to get involved with those issues, and it's got to be orchestrated by your leadership, and there's reasons for that. You got politics that goes on with the politicians, and let me hit you with one thing and then I'll close, because it's a relevant point. We went to go visit the Bronx borough president over this bus redesign, and we was talking with the Bronx borough president over a couple of things, and what did he feel about the Bronx redesign, and we kind of gave some education on what our concerns was with the Bronx redesign, and of course when we go in to talk to the politicians, we have to talk to the politicians not in a selfish manner. We can't look at what our selfishness is, like what our concerns with our contract was. We had to go with the conversation of what we felt the issue was with the people of the Bronx, what we felt was going to be an impact on the people of the Bronx. So once we came with that message, we talked to the politician. Politician, was writing everything down we were saying, but didn't necessarily agree with us that was going on. A case in point, with the bus redesign, there was a problem in Co-op City, right? So there was an assumption that there was going to be a problem with the whole Bronx redesign. So we basically wrote an email saying that we were rejecting the proposals of the Bronx redesign. So then what happened is they resolved the problem in Co-op City, right? They wanted to do something in Co-op City that would have supposedly saved them some time in Co-op City and would streamline the service. Co-op City didn't want that. Co-op City wanted their buses to go through all the sections of Co-op City to pick up the people. And that's, even though it on paper it created more time, I understood what the people want. People want their service to come pick them up in their section. They don't want to go to one bus, get off another bus, and then get on another bus. The transferring, especially out there in Co-op City when it's pretty cold in the winter. So I understand what they wanted. The MTA wanted to do streamlining. Well, the streamlining wasn't happening. The people of the Bronx weren't having it. So in other areas, once that problem was fixed and a few other problems was fixed, all the politicians care about at the end of the day, and I'm going to close with this, all the politicians want and care about at the end of the day is that their constituencies are quiet. Did you hear what I just said? They're quiet. Not that they're satisfied, not that they're happy, but they're quiet. The constituencies, when they make noise, it's like a squeaky wheel. The oil, the wheel with the squeaky wheel is gonna get the oil. So with that, I want y'all to think about that for a minute. In politics, when the people are quiet, they feel that everybody is happy, and that's not always the case. My brothers, my sisters, y'all be safe out here, and we're gonna rev up and make some more noise coming this week. Talk to you soon, guys.